Hey gang, I wasn't planning on doing another video so soon with Bimble. I was going to wait until after the break-in is fully done before I did anything about it, but I do have some things to report. And I wanted to talk about Moto Cult a little bit. So we'll hit that at the end. I noticed like 4 things with the new cam. For starters, the exhaust note has changed just a little bit. It's a little more burbly on rundown. Not a big deal, but it's there. I'm going to insert a clip here, and I want you to listen to this clip, and then we'll come back. Okay, you may not have noticed, but I'm going to have you watch that clip again. But this time, don't listen to the exhaust note. Listen to the noise coming from the engine. Okay, now, when I pulled up here, I'm going to play that clip again, and you'll notice that the tappity sound is actually gone, and it's kind of replaced with a bit of a whirring sound now. So the engine doesn't make that lifter tapping noise off the cam anymore. Now it's more of a whirring sound. Sounds more like an overhead cam engine now, for some reason. I don't know. It does seem to have a little more pull, a little more zest on acceleration. It's noticeable. It's not a lot, but it's noticeable to me. Like I said, I didn't think I would feel it in my butt dyno, but I do feel a little bit more zip on acceleration. I haven't taken it very fast because I've only got about 75 miles on the bike right now. I did the first 50 miles just doing a 4.5 mile loop that takes about 15 minutes to do. And so I'd run it through the gears, up and down through the RPMs, and get it good and hot, and then come home and just let it totally cool off. And then a few hours later, go out and do that same 4.5 mile loop, and just kept doing that loop till I got over 50 miles. And I did a oil change and a valve adjustment, in fact, 5 miles ago. So the engine's a little noisier now than it was yesterday. But like I said, that whirring sound, the engine sounds different. Is that. The final thing to note is I've talked before about how I had a little stumble off idle, and you've probably heard it in a couple of videos. I'll see if I can find some clips to put it in so you can hear that little stumble that it's got. That seems to have gone away. It hasn't happened since I put the new cam in, and I've been running up and down these roads, and I have not had that little stumble off idle. So maybe that cleared that up. Time will tell. Now, like I said, I was going to talk about Motocult too, and I want you guys to kind of understand the type of person you're dealing with when you deal with Devin at Motocult. And I haven't really mentioned this because I'm sure you might think that I walked into Janus or Motocult saying, hey, I do YouTube videos. What kind of deal can you hook me up with? It's not what happened. That's not how I bought this bike. The original owner was a guy named Leonard, and he owned the bike for 3 years. He loved the bike, and he was local to Janus and Motocult. And he took the bike to Motocult and had a few things done to it. I've got a photograph of him sitting on the bike. And you can see that it's got either the stage 3 or it's got a breathe easy kit on it, just due to the carburetor and the pipe. But you'll notice it's got like the stock, a lot of stock parts on it that it don't have on it now, because it's got a lot of accessories and things done to it. Well, old Leonard passed away. That's why the bike came up for sale. His family returned the bike to Motocult and had Devin try to sell the bike. And while it was in Devin's possession, he did a lot of work to the bike. Put a full stage 4 plus kit on it, the deluxe lighting package, and I can't say off the top of my head everything they did to it, but you're talking, what, $1,400 for the stage 4 kit and $200 something, or actually it's more than that for the deluxe lighting package. He put a prototype center stand on it. This is one of the few Janus bikes you'll see with a center stand. So he put a little bit of money into it. So when I saw it for sale, it was advertised as one thing at a certain price. So when I called, he's like, we were just getting ready to raise the price because we did a lot of work to the bike and we were going to raise the price, you know, to sell it. And he's like, well, since you called before we actually had a chance to change the ad, you can have all of this stuff for free if you want, because that's the advertised price and you called before we actually changed the ad. And so I actually got a steal on this bike because he was just eating thousands, you know, a couple $1,000s worth of accessories and things that he had done to this bike, and didn't try to renege on the advertised price, you know, because he had done the work. And all of that took place before anybody knew that this was going to be seen all over YouTube. So there was no special deals or anything like that done. So that just kind of gives you an idea on the type of people you're dealing with. And I just want to say that it's been a joy being able to pick up the phone or send a text, whatever, anything like that, and have some serious support. So I just want to thank Devin for all his help. Bug. So me and Bimble are going to go out and continue our break-in. You'll probably see a lot of Maverick coming up, because like I said, I'm not taking Bimble very fast or anything like that right now. So I'm going to do the next oil change at 500 miles, do the valves again. Should be able to switch it over to full synthetic at that time. So she's running good. These are the times when filming sucks. I got a Mustang back here just pulled up into my shop. So now I got to stand around and wait for him to leave. We'll put this as a blooper at the end.